So we are back again. I'm a little bit late to planning out this video idea, but we're going to go with it anyway. So long story short, I've got a bit of a coaching launch tomorrow, which is live tomorrow, but I wanted to show a little bit behind the scenes of what actually happens in prep for that, during it, and even after it as well. So the way I run the coaching is that when somebody leaves, they can be replaced. That tends to happen throughout the year, maybe one person in, one person out, but there's very few times throughout the year where there's like a big scale launch that a bigger number of people come on at the one time. And on this occasion, it's actually 8 people that are going to be getting started over the next couple of days, and the launch is actually tomorrow. So as I say, I'm a bit late to planning out this video. There's been a couple of things going on over the last number of days and even a week beyond in prep for this that I probably should have shown in this video but kind of forgot, but we can chat on that throughout the video, I'm sure. But yeah, ultimately the next couple of days is going to be a good few calls, good bit of texting through Instagram, through WhatsApp, bit of action through the website. But what's important then for me is just making sure that the onboarding process, like the delivery of that, is really efficient. The new people that do come on are really confident, have full belief that they can get to where they want to get to, and then it's up to me to provide the service to make sure that is what happens. So yeah, as I say, there's very few times throughout the year a big amount of people like this come on, so keen to show what that all entails. At the minute I am parked on the road to a coffee shop near the house to get a little bit of final planning and prep for tomorrow, so we can show a little bit of what that will entail. And yeah, apart from that, let's see where this goes. So first thing on the agenda whenever I go in here is 24 hours prior to any kind of launch, I always offer a cheaper rate for people that are on the email list. So people who've made the email list are people that have just shown interest in previous things that I've offered, like if it's random ebooks or if they've been on some classes that I've done in the past. They're people that I stay in contact with and send them across free things every couple of weeks, but try and also offer them the package firstly at a bit of a cheaper rate as well, just to appreciate them showing interest in the past. So that's what the first thing on the list is going to be whenever going here, and that's going to be 24 hours prior to launch. So trying to get the guts of 8 to 10 people to come on board over the next couple of days. So might get a couple of people who are keen from the email list as well to jump on. So at the very least we'll probably have a couple of conversations with them and see where that goes. So that's first thing on the list when I get in here. Email has officially been sent out. It went out to over 80 people. There's actually over 200, I believe, on that email list, but it's broken into people that have shown interest in different things. Like, so I don't send it out to absolutely everyone, but there's over 80 people that might be of interest to. But you come to accept whenever you're doing this long enough that that's sent out to 80 people. There actually might be 80 people that are interested, but it just might not be the right time for them, and that's kind of the way that I look at it, which is perfectly fine as well. But it's definitely worth sending out, and we might get 1 or 2 that show a bit of interest, and we can take it from there, and at the very least have a conversation with them. So now that that is done, we are out walking, trying to find somewhere quiet to take a video to go onto Instagram and prep for tomorrow. This is quite close to the gaff. It is quite quiet, but it's not the most enjoyable thing of all time, speaking in public, so I tend to try and be as far away from people as possible. So what you are going to do now is you're going to be watching me speak to a camera through this camera, which is very, very exciting, I'm sure. So we're now Wednesday evening, 8 p.m. It is the night before I actually do the official launch, and have just finished the first onboard for somebody. So this is someone who registered interest early on in the week when I mentioned it straight away. So this individual, we were on the phone yesterday. He said he was good to go, and throughout yesterday and early this morning he has gone through all the onboard bits. So the onboard bits that I have it's some pre-recorded, it's all done through the website that I have. Some pre-recorded videos he watches, he fills out a couple of forms, but this first step is obviously we go through everything on the phone. Then whenever he is good to go, he goes through all those processes, and then the very last thing, which I've just done here, is the actual onboard. So the actual onboard, what that entails is throughout today I've kind of mapped out his full year, so the remainder of the year, the gym side of things, and then this video goes through the gym itself, goes through the plans for him throughout the full year. A couple of phases are planned out for what his actual plans are. So he wants to lose the guts of 15 to 20 kilos, so there's a period of time that's going to take, so we try and map it out for him. But what I also try and do is open people's eyes to, like, losing weight's not that much fucking crack really, like, so try and let them think a little bit more longer term, like, so I want him to open his eyes to when he has lost this weight, the more exciting stuff, which is training with fucking good food in the system, actually going into sessions extremely well fueled, and yeah, stuff that's a lot more enjoyable. So that's stuff that is in the plan as well, and then this gets sent across to him, and then from then on it is pretty much whenever this gets sent across, then he has a full day, or a full evening I should say, when it's 8 o'clock, that if he's any questions or anything, we can get everything sorted before official day one tomorrow. And then he wakes up, he knows exactly what to do from day one, and then we take it from there. But first person in the door, let's see where we go tomorrow. So we are now Thursday morning, the day these spots are actually going to be available, or the day the launch I suppose is. It's about 8 o'clock at the minute. I'm probably going to say these spots are open from 10, and announce that the launch is live, which sounds very formal. But we have already had somebody start. I had, during the night time there, had somebody reach out through the email that I sent across yesterday, reply to that, and I also had somebody reach out to through Instagram, sorry. So it hasn't actually been launched yet, and we've had one person start and 2 people reach out through different places, so that's a pretty good start. The evening will probably be spent on calls. What tends to work over here, like if someone's based in Australia, I can speak to them at any time really. I tend to be available. What works well for the time difference at home then is if they are available in their morning time at home, it's usually the best job, so 7 hours plus of that would be my late afternoon, early evening, so it tends to work quite well. And it's also ideal in the summer. People are a lot more willing to get up early in the morning at home, I suppose, so that definitely helps proceedings. So yes, we are going to go in here, do a little bit of admin work and prep for it, and launch will be in around about 2 hours or so.
What happened if you get back with Argentina? Like to start dancing.
So, launch is officially live anyway, so that's a good start. The last 2 hours I was doing a little bit of planning for content that's going to be going out today. Still have to go and record it, so we're 10 to 1 at the minute. Quickly going home to make lunch, then go out, record that, get it uploaded. Late afternoon, early evening is spent on calls for people that have said they're interested already, which is good. And then have training, and late tonight we'll probably be back on the phone. So that's how today's going to go. But let me tell you, the last 2 hours had some ups and downs. Highs of the last 2 hours, I suppose launching this whole thing is positive. There's good coffee in there as well. Low of the last 2 hours, trying to airdrop a photo of me and one of the lads from my phone to my laptop, and ended up airdropping it to Madison's MacBook Pro. I don't know if life gets any lower than that, to be honest. So good coffee shop, good coffee, but I can 100% confirm I will never ever be stepping foot back in there. Yeah, fuck, that's low now. So Madison, hope you enjoy the photo, and I will never ever be back in there. We are now 4:30. 3 people confirmed that are good to go to get started for next Wednesday. So we have a farmer, full-time farmer from Kilkenny, looking to lose in and around 15 to 20 kilo, but the seasons in terms of how busy he is varies a lot. So we want to lay the foundations at this stage in prep for the new year to already be in good shape and continue those habits when things get busier in the new year. We have a individual working in the horse racing industry in Laois, an office-based job. He has been on the fence for quite some time, has been up and down with his weight and with his fitness lifestyle as a whole over the last couple of years, but is keen to finally make change, so he's good to go. And we have a teacher from Donegal who is already in quite good shape, just wants to bring things to another level and wants massive accountability to drive up his own standards that are already in quite a good spot. So we've got a good variety of people coming in. It's now 4:30, as they say, and have another call at 5 o'clock, training at 7 o'clock, and then another person on the phone at 9 o'clock, I believe. So all these people are going to be getting started next Wednesday. So to show you a bit of planning for why it's Wednesday, I'm going to start a new video and speak through it on the calendar here. But bad idea, not going to show it. Pretty much I'm just going to look at it and speak through it. So we're looking at the launch itself is on a Thursday. It's going to be running tomorrow as well. All new starters are going to be next Wednesday, which is going to be the 22nd. Then I fly to Ireland on the weekend off that weekend, 25th, 26th. Then I'm back for Monday, Tuesday, which is my normal check-in days. They're going to be the check-ins that I do with current active clients. Then on the Wednesday, which is the 29th, I will be doing the check-ins with the new starters. So that's a full 7 days after they've got started. So it works out quite well that they don't mix in with the current client check-ins on the first Monday or Tuesday. And then the second week, they then slot into the normal Monday, Tuesday routine, just like everybody else. So the day itself, there's a bit of thought that goes into it, particularly when you're fucking flying home. You have to try and plan in advance for these kinds of things. So ultimately, the way I try and always live or do these things is the way I live life, or the way what I'm doing on the outside never impacts the service that people get, like, and the consistency around when they are expecting to hear from me. Try and keep those standards as consistent and as high as possible. So yes, that is pretty much the plan. Call in 20 minutes and we will touch back in to see whether that person and the person this evening are coming on board also. We're now into day 2 of the launch, so Friday morning. One thing I didn't record yesterday evening was what I mentioned just on the last video, I think. So had training, came back, had a call with somebody based in Perth actually, so that was handy. And that was around about 9 o'clock, so that was the 4th person confirmed. So went to bed with 4 people confirmed out of the 8/10. He works a FIFO job here, so it was handy to just get in touch with him before he flies back up to work. So we're looking at like a lot of people with different contrasting jobs, which makes this whole thing so much more interesting and exciting for me. Like, I've got a full-time farmer, teacher, someone who works in the horse racing industry, and someone who does FIFO in Perth, which is mad. So that's good fun to get everything sorted for them before next Wednesday. This morning then has been orientated around planning for them, just get a bit of a head start before they get started on Wednesday. And also this evening then will be spent, we've got in and around 6 people who we have to get scheduled in for calls, so likely to take some of those this evening, and hopefully they're all successful and should have around the 8 to 10 mark of people to get sorted then for next Wednesday. But yeah, that's pretty much where it's all at now. So the morning is kind of orientated around the onboarding the people that are already on, and we still want to try and stay alive on Instagram just to make sure that people know that there is still some spots available. We can't take it as gospel that these people that are still interested are going to go for it. Maybe it's not the right time for them. So we want to make sure that things are still busy on social media and stay active on there. So yes, that is how Friday is going to go. Any updates, I shall keep you posted. Whilst here too, I thought it might be useful to touch on the social media side of things. Like, posting on socials for me is a journey that has been interesting. Like, I care definitely a lot less than I used to, and that's probably from maybe one, getting a good bit older, and generally just caring a lot less what people think of me. Two, probably just consistency builds a bit of confidence as well. Like, I'm doing this over 5 years now, so when you're doing that over 5 years and if you're posting pretty much every week, maybe you start to get a wee bit better at it, start to get a lot more confident at it, and that definitely helps. But what makes it rewarding as well is that it's a massive part of business. It's something that I have to cover. Like, for example, at the minute, we're in a situation where 4 people have confirmed that they're coming on board. One was through the email that I mentioned that I sent 2 days ago. One was through Instagram. One was through filling out my application form, and one was through the website. So every single day where I'm doubting whether I could be arsed posting it, whether there's any value in it, whether anybody even watches it, it's interesting here now where I feel that it's rewarding that all 4 of those people, they've all come from different avenues and different streams. So like posting random stuff on the website and staying up to date on that clearly has its value. YouTube, which is now new on the scene, but trying to throw up some YouTube shorts as well, which are just the usual videos that I post on TikTok, post on Instagram. Like, trying to stay alive on all these platforms has its value. So yeah, social media, it's an interesting one, but it's probably at this point now where before you're doing a launch, you're just trying to keep everybody up to date on what I do, a little bit more about me and who I am, but trying to keep them up to date on how clients are getting on as well. Like, and then it's when you actually do a launch, you start to see maybe the value that you provided on the weeks and months previously, like that you've built up a bit of a relationship with people who might not ever even interact with your stuff, but they're the ones that are raising their hand, that are looking for help. And it's probably because of what I've done and what I've posted over the last number of weeks, months, and even years. So like, one of those people who reached out through Instagram said that he was thinking about it 2 years ago. So yeah, it just goes to show, if you stay the course, it'll all be worthwhile. So yeah, that's the social media rant for today. We are now Monday afternoon. All calls have taken place. The very last one was actually this morning, for somebody based in New York. So that was interesting. First time working with somebody based over there. So that's different. That'll be exciting. Massive. That's everybody on now. So we've got our full 8 people. All from different locations. Obviously, all of them Irish, of course. Some based in. We've got Perth. We've got Melbourne. We've got New York. And scattered across Donegal, or scattered across Ireland, sorry, I should say. So yeah, looking forward to that. Now, in my last video, I do believe I mentioned I would touch a little bit on the onboarding process. So majority of this video, from memory anyway, this YouTube that you're watching has been touching on the actual launch itself, prepping for it, what happens during it, letting you know when I'm on the phone and just how or when those calls are taking place and whether somebody is coming on board. When they do, what happens then is getting some details off them, and they get private access to the website that I have. They then go to a private section within the website, which is the onboard area. So once they've got their password, it is set up that they can sign in here into the onboard area as it loads. So laid out in a way like this, signing and reading some documents, understanding the check-in process, setting up MyFitnessPal and how they add me, a bit about the progress photos, trainer I set up. There's a link to some forms for them to fill out, bits around refer a friend scheme. So these are all things that they can do in their own time. Ideally done within maybe 24 to 48 hours of our first call. And then that provides me with a little bit more information that we may or may not have discussed on the phone. We try and quite a comprehensive call. We try and go through as much as possible, like where somebody has started from, a bit around their journey, like what's brought them to that spot, training history, what their actual plans are, food history, what their food situation is like at the minute, what their job is, are they sedentary role, are they in control of their nutrition and work, loads of different factors on where they're trying to get to, and we discuss how we'll get them to where they want to get to. But sometimes on those calls, you sometimes you jump off, and if I was in the client's position, jump off and you're like, oh fuck it, I should have said X, Y, or Z. So that's some valuable information comes in those forms, and whenever they get filled out, so they're always helpful to have a look through prior to starting any of my onboarding for them. And when all of that is done, then the whole programming side of things gets started. So lay out the plan for them. It's something that I always do with everybody. I'm lucky enough that majority of people come on and it's quite a long-term thing. They're obviously open to it being a lifestyle change, and everyone is aware that in order to make a lifestyle change, it's not an 8 to 12 week attack. Like, you could just go all in and hopefully that's enough. They be committed for quite some time, which is good. Thankfully, people stay on quite long term. So I try and meet that with planning for them long term. I think it's always important for somebody to see that somebody has a long term vision for them, and that's what I like to have. So I pretty much map out like a year in advance, and we work backwards to where we are currently, laying out various goals that they want to try and hit and how we're going to try and hit that. And then I run through a private video for them, so that could be anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes, maybe, running through the full plan, going into massive detail in regard to how we're going to try and get to where we want to get to, and some of the things that's asked of them. That's always sent to them 24 hours prior to starting, or in and around 24 prior to starting, enough time that they can get it watched and they can get questions across to me before their official day one. Ultimately, my aim is always that they wake up day one knowing exactly what to do, complete and utter clarity. So whether or not it's 24 hours, because this is a bit of a quick turnaround, mightn't be the case, but as long as they've got enough time to have it watched, get questions across if needs be, and make some changes if that's the case as well, then that's always the priority. But apart from that, today it is 2 o'clock. Had that last call for the person that was coming on that was based in New York, which was 8 o'clock his time, Sunday evening. He's already started some of his onboarding process. He had a bit of time Sunday evening, so he was watching some of the videos and filling out some of the forms. And since then, it's been check-ins and touch points with the people that are on board quite some time already and current clients. That's the priority one for the week, and then the remainder of this evening all into tomorrow will be orientated around some programming and setup for all of the new people. 80% of them, 90% maybe will all be starting on Wednesday. I think there's just one person who was happy enough that they wanted to start on Thursday. So yeah, that's pretty much the plan from this point. And this is the finale, the end of this video. 4:15 p.m. On the go since 7, I believe, this morning, to make sure that everybody could get started for tomorrow. So everything's been laid out for them, all onboarding videos sent across. Everybody's watched their own pre-recorded videos, and the personalized video and plan has been laid out for them all. That has got sent across, and now this evening will be spent making any changes or answering any queries that those people have before their full start. So yeah, this is the point where it's a good buzz. Like, you can kind of sit down and enjoy the fact that a good plan has come together. A good few weeks back planned this. It's just nice. And then the fact that people are coming from or are joining from all different parts of the world. They also have private access to the website. The website has a number of private resources, the recipe ebooks that I have, some educational PDFs, some private grocery shopping lists, other bits and pieces, and then likewise in the ebook section we've got some private YouTube learning and some other private ebooks and other PDFs that are readily available for them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Do let me know whether this was of any interest, and we can look to get it going again. So if you've made it to this point, thank you very much, and we'll take it from there.